All right, you guys, what's going on? It's your boy Town. So, the aftermath of the Monique interview, I'm just chilling, um, trying to have some of my, have some of my people try to find me another microphone, you know, um, while I'm out here. So hopefully I can get another microphone for my phone. So basically, when I get inside the arena, you guys will be able to hear what these people are talking about. So hopefully they come through for me. I got a couple of people looking out for me, but I'm about to call a couple of them to see what's the status, and then afterwards, then I'm gonna take a cat nap. Then I'm gonna head to the arena to see what I can see what type of interviews I can get for you guys. But nevertheless, man, um, well, Shannon Sharpe is becoming the toast of the town. Basically with his interviews, his in-depth interviews. Now, first of all, I listened to DL Hughley. He responded to Monique. I mean, at the end of the day, he had the right to respond to Monique because I remember when they was having a disagreement about the headliner stuff. He came with a memo. Monique came with the actual contract. So, with that being said, her and DL, they just ain't gonna get along and they just should stay away from each other. That's just basically the bottom line. Sometimes you just can't get along with people and that's it. No matter how much you try, you can't make everybody be cool with each other because there's quite a few people I don't like. So, oh yeah, well, I don't have a horse in the race, but I already told you in all likelihood it's hard for me to pick against Patrick Mahomes, but a lot of people feel like the conspiracy is in that they want Brock Purdy to um, win the Super Bowl because he was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last person picked in the draft, and then plus the 49ers haven't won the Super Bowl in a while. So, we about to find out in a few short days. We about to find out in a few short days. So I'll be talking about that later on. I'm gonna be on location in a couple of hours, before I go in. I'm gonna try to see can I get some interviews. I had got an interview with Mark Sheriff, so I thought, but I can't find it. I cannot find it. I looked on my phone and it's not there. And I'm like, what the hell? And it was a real good interview with Mark Sheriff, the real quick interview. But shout out to Stevie Johnson. So you're gonna see more NFL players. I saw a couple of former NFL players. I saw LeVar Arrington, is that if I'm not mistaken, he was there. Some of these guys they don't, they be looking as if they don't want to be bothered. So I don't bother them. I don't bother people when they sitting down eating. You know, but I've seen a few people though, so I'll get to work later on, get some behind the scenes reaction. So, but it's gonna be a great Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, both of the quarterbacks that'll be starting, they got a good storyline, Brock Purdy versus Patrick Mahomes. Can Patrick Mahomes be the youngest quarterback to ever win 3 Super Bowls? Then you got Brock Purdy, a guy who was mystery relevant that basically stumbled into accidental situation due to an injury, which he played so good to where they just basically couldn't take him out, and basically they ended up trading who they thought would be their future quarterback in Troy Lance. Hopefully Troy Lance gets some playing time, you know, in Dallas, and he may get some because behind the scenes, I really think Jerry Jones is plotting on Dak Prescott. But all right, so let's begin. Okay, first of all, DL Hughley was inaccurate in his assessment of comparing Shannon Sharpe to Wendy Williams. First of all, Wendy Williams worked at a radio station. And first of all, for the most part, Wendy Williams, until she got the Wendy Williams show, she was not really doing interviews for the most part. Wendy Williams was a person that was sitting up there doing quote unquote what I heard or rumor has it. She sort of like patented that, you know what I'm saying, that phrase. Wendy Williams was a person that was going out gossiping, spreading rumors about people that was inaccurate for the most part. She found herself being accused of lying on people and was threatened with legal ramification on numerous occasions. Okay. And then even on her show, she was, you know, uh, putting out alleged information about people. You're hearing this stuff straight from the horse's mouth. What Cat Williams had to say, you heard it straight from Cat Williams. What Monique had to say, you heard it from Monique. So for DL Hughley to make that assessment, I feel like that's not fair. But I already told you guys that people were going to start hating on Shannon Sharpe, and it was going to start immediately. Everybody from all angles is going to start hating on Shannon Sharpe, from celebrities, from other news media outlets. And by the way, Joy Reid, she needs to shut her ass up too, because we all know that Joy Reid is a anchor baby, and her defending New York, coming up with those funds to give migrants, but we knew she was going to do that, and talking about people need to do they research, and then just and then coming up with a fake shaming tactic. That's what those dummies love to do. They love to try to, if you challenge them and question them on something, they try to deflect and say, "Oh, you're a Trump supporter, or you're a Magna, or shut up, shut your ass up, please." Well, sorry, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Real talk. The problem is they somewhere where they don't supposed to be, and they didn't go through the legal due diligence to be where they are, and that's not fair to the taxpayers. So that's just real talk. But on the side note, I just wanted to get that out. I digress a little bit, but nevertheless, like I said, Shannon Sharpe is doing what he's supposed to do. Now, the next step on the slander of Shannon Sharpe, they're gonna say Shannon Sharpe shouldn't do these type of interviews. He's a former football player. He's not a real journalist, and that's gonna be the next thing. I promise you. There's gonna be steps in coming after Shannon Sharpe. They're gonna call him. They're gonna say his place is a safe haven for division of the black community. He's dividing the black community. They're gonna try every type of shaming tactic they can towards Shannon Sharpe. At the end of the day, Shannon Sharpe doing what he's supposed to do. Listen, here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this again: if black people would stop fucking other black people over, then we wouldn't have to constantly have these conversations. If we would stop being vessels and pipelines and you know what I'm saying, and vocal cords for the white man and white supremacy, the better off we would be. So what are we supposed to do? We supposed to stay silent? That's the damn problem. That is the damn. If you want to know what the damn problem is, that's the fucking problem right there. Sometimes it come a time where you have to say something. And all these niggas in the industry, especially the black man, they ain't moving right. A lot of them, they just ain't moving right. You just gotta call it. You just gotta call it how you see it. They just ain't moving right. They ain't been moving right. But at the end of the day, this is what happens when you don't control you. This is what happens when you being paid by somebody instead of paying yourself. We have the brains. We just gotta have the will. And when we break free of who, the better off we gonna be. So that's the problem. They still own us. Say what you want to say. What's going on now? Yeah, these Negroes have outlets, but then the outlets, well, guess who they own by? If it was up to me, I have my own outlet. So that's the problem. They ain't where, you know what I'm saying? They are not where I'm at. A lot of them have millions of dollars to play with. They need to start getting their own stuff. Self-reliance is pivotal to our survival. Like I said, everybody else got their own stuff except us. We need to get our own studios, our own radio stations, our own streaming platforms, all that stuff, and utilize the true meaning of black owned. I know over the past 10 years, they've been trying to shame us about using that word black by trying to attach people of color to us. But no, I'm with the terminology black, 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 black. Funny, um, funny that was used by Ron Jeremy, a white man. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm for black, 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 black. Just got to be said, man. Listen, you guys know how I feel about Tiffany Haddish. I know Tiffany Haddish came on my outlet many years ago, but Tiffany Haddish, she another one. Tiffany Haddish, she don't know the difference between funny and ignorance, and then crudeness. Just because you say something crude don't mean that it's funny. It's a way how you present it and how you can make it funny. Tiffany Haddish is not funny. I've seen her try to do stand up. She is trash. I've seen her in movies. She's one dimensional in movies. All she is just a raunchy black chick from LA. That's basically, and raunchiness don't necessarily translate to talent. I don't think she has talent. I don't think she's funny. And at the end of the day, Monique is right about that. That's the difference between, y'all know this. Most of my followers, most of my subscribers are black. Yeah, I have some that are not black, but at the end of the day, this is one thing I don't do. I don't sit up here and take the path that a lot of these other niggas be doing on YouTube, like these dudes with so-called boxing contents who get off and who sit up kikiing with non-blacks and white people, making fun of black people and talking shit about black people just to get subscribers and views. What it look like me sitting up congregating with some fucking Mexican or some fucking white man or some coon or some other non-black sitting up talking about my people and then think that's cool. And then refer to people that want better for the black community as Wakandas and all that kind of shit and uh fake revolutionaries and fake pro-blacks and all that stuff. Why wouldn't I be pro-black? I'm supposed to be anti-black, and then these dudes proud of that stuff, and that's the epitome of a coon. That's the epitome of a sellout. And then at the end of the day, like I said before, something is seriously wrong with you if you get off making fun of your own race. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I would be suspicious if I met a Mexican man that's always talking shit about other Mexicans. Do you think I would trust him or want to be cool with him? I don't even trust white people that's always talking about other white people, because I think to a certain degree that's like what you call a way to like that you know what I'm saying, to kind of like take you off guard, take you, make you put your antennas down. So I don't trust that. Just like I wouldn't trust the Asian man that's constantly putting down Asians. So what the hell do it look like? You know what I'm saying? Me being a black man talking about other black people and talking about them in a disrespectful way to non-blacks and laughing at them. And then that says a lot about the people, the non-blacks that sit up there and make fun of another black man that makes fun of his own people. That just shows that they're racist and they're bigots. So fuck y'all too. Now, I'm gonna say this again. I ain't talking about no specific person, but like I said before, if you think I'm talking about you, then I'm talking about you. And I see too much of that. I see way too much of that. And that's the difference between me. When I talk about black people, I'm talking about them from a loving perspective because I want them to do better. I'm trying to do better. I want black people to have stuff. I just want black people to do better. You know what I'm saying? And I consider those type of dudes, something is mentally wrong with them, even though they'll try to talk like they know what they're talking about. But at the end of the day, that's an illness. If you a black dude that enjoy talking about other black people, it's a difference between calling them out and holding them accountable versus you getting off and you enjoy making fun of your own race. Something is seriously wrong with you. And yeah, I said it. That's just me. That's what that's what's made me different from everybody else. Well, I think I listened to the whole interview in its entirety. I listened to everything what she said about Kevin Hart giving her the shaft. The funny thing is about Kevin Hart, this is why Kevin Hart be going through all the stuff that he be going through. You know what I'm saying? When you don't do right by people, you know what I'm saying? Eventually you gonna get your karma. Like I said, that's why I try to do right by everybody. You know what I'm saying? I make mistakes, but for the most part, my intentions is good. Like I say, when I address situations in the black community, I just want black people to do better because I feel like we in last place. Everybody got stuff except us. And then a lot of times you will have these cornball Negroes that'll sit up there and be pundits, you know what I'm saying, for before, you know, for the open enemy. And sit up here and say, oh, black people need to stop doing this, black people need to stop doing this. But at the end of the day, you know, it's something that stands out about being black. It really do. Something special about this, whether you like it or not. The funny thing is we come up with all these creations. Everybody ends up making money off us except us. And that got to change. And it needs to change. And it needs to change immediately because it's been going on for too long. How the hell you know if you know what I'm saying? How is it if you an actor and you got films that then grossed over $1 billion and then you look at your net worth and you ain't even worth $100 million. You ain't even worth 10% of the money you gross. Something is seriously wrong with that. Tom Cruise made over $100 million for Top Gun Maverick. It is not just a pay disparity with black women. Black men are not getting what they should be getting as well. If you not named Will Smith or Denzel Washington, you know what I'm saying? You might not see you know what I'm saying? That's just real talk. But the funny thing is, like I said, Will Smith got paid like $19 million for Bad Boys 3. Well, like I said, Tom Cruise made over $100 million for Top Gun Maverick. Yes, it was a smash hit, but I'm just saying, it's always been a pay discrepancy. So let's not make it look like that it's equality with the brothers as well. You know what I'm saying? Well, those are people that's just paid, you know, that's paid to suppress her. At the end of the day, it's always one. It's always going to be one. See, the thing is, what's going on? People are starting to ignore these Negro whisperers. So now they have to try to, you know what I'm saying? So now they have to try to find another way. They have to find another way to suppress us. So now the new way is to shame us. You know, take away our voice. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Why you know, shame you for saying certain type of words and all that stuff. Because that's all they about doing is trying to shame us. Everybody else is allowed to say whatever the hell they want to say except us. We say something, we're complaining. Oh, we're too emotional. But then everybody else get to say what they want to say when it pertains to their lineage, their race. But then these same people will try to have the audacity to sit up here and try to talk shit about us when they're copying off of us, emulating us. And that's why I try to tell black people we have no allies. And for the people that sit up here and say, oh, you're wrong, listen, listen, like the X-Files, the truth is out there. You see the truth is right before your fucking eyes. So just stop the cap, man. Please. Can we please stop it? But like, no, I already know. And I ignore them Negroes too. And I'm gonna continue to ignore them. All right, you want to stand in the way, you gonna get rolled over. Because at the end of the day, it's time for us to have stuff. It's time for us to control stuff. We, like I said before, and it starts with all these, like and it starts with continuing to press the issue with reparations. They just sat up there. They didn't made sure these Indians, Native Americans, no, nothing against them. They didn't got them casinos. They didn't got them land. Well, they didn't been owed us land. And at the end of the day, this is why I tell your kids, take their asses to school, learn how to be engineers, learn how to do everything that everybody else is doing. Learn how to build buildings, learn how to do construction, learn how to do coding, learn how to do robotics, all that kind of stuff. And we can have our own companies. It's going to be tough. Of course, they're going to run interference. They've always ran interference. But where there's a will, there's a way. Keep in mind, you can always find a trader. You can always find a trader that's within another race. As long as the zeros is big enough. Yeah. Every race have sellouts. But the problem is they not as open as we are. The difference between us and them, they will go in front of the world and say that they for sale and how much they willing to, compromise themselves. That's the problem. Create your own system. Create your own system. I never said that it was going to be easy, but it can be done. Listen, we already proved that we could function without them. We proved that when we started Black Wall Street. When we started, there's more than there been more than one tragedies that didn't happen to us when we tried to basically expand and distance ourselves from them. Like I said, it's a lot easier now to do it than it is back then. You can't have that, at the end of the day. And I know it's tough. Never said it was going to be easy, but we already proved that we can function without them. We've never needed them. We've never needed them. Well, at the end of the day, to fix a situation, sometimes you have to do away with the flunkies before you get to the main people. And keep in mind, it's going to be easier to do away with them. Like I said, you got to move in silence. At the end of the day, we got to overpower them. And you got to stop letting people make you feel bad. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to be tough, but it can be done. But anyway, I'll be back with more later on. Shout out to Monique, man. And Shannon Sharpe, like I said, like him or love him, I don't have no problem with what Shannon Sharpe is doing. Shannon Sharpe is a game changer. And he proved that we can go the direction he go. At the end of the day, of course, it's going to be resistance. Because what's going on now, people's ties starting to get a little tighter now. You know what I'm saying? All these people, see what it was. These people now just thought everybody was just supposed to keep their mouth shut. Because like I said, at the end of the day, now these dudes is getting aired out. Like I said, as far as Tiffany Haddish go, she just need help. Anyway, peace.